Hello and welcome or welcome back to House of Astralis. My name is Kayla and today I will be your cosmic guide. As this is a general reading, please be at peace with anything that does not fit and trust that whatever doesn't fit for you will fit for someone else. So before we get into it, I did want to kind of briefly touch on the topic and the intention I have set today. Of course, I trust that this has reached you for your highest and best good and that this will benefit you in some way. So I made this channel firstly just to try to reach a collective, right? And as someone who's very passionate about change in the world and making the world that we live in a better place, I feel I've been guided as well as to use this channel as that. Because tarot, of course, or just personal growth in general, having these insights and changing ourselves for the better, of course, changes the world around us and allows us to manifest better lives for ourselves, for those around us. So with that, I really want to, of course, do tarot for the personal insights that we get, right? But there is also just a deeper layer and a deeper or higher purpose for all of this so that we can grow and change and live the lives that we want, not because of the systems that tell us it has to be this way, but because we as the people choose to live our highest and best lives, right? Without being constricted or just not benefited in the sense of many things. From our healthcare, the food that we eat, which I'm very passionate about, is the food. So with that, today's reading will be about how can we as a collective, as people on this planet, on this earth, be guided? What do we have to do to start to make this a better world for us? And there's a lot that we can do in the sense of speaking up, protesting, advocating, so many things that we can do. And sometimes if you're like me, it feels not enough. It doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like there's enough movement or enough oomph, going on in the world around us. And it doesn't feel like enough is changing. And I trust that there's many things that are changing on smaller scales that we don't even realize yet. But I also struggle with, okay, what else can I do? I can advocate, I can go protest, I can sign all these petitions, but what else can I do? I can go ahead and get my degree in public health, so I could go ahead and advocate for our food systems. I can do this and that, but it just feels like not enough, and it's something, what can I do now, right? So that's where building yourself, growing for yourself, and creating a better you comes in so that you can influence the world around you. And again, those minute changes, even though we don't notice them, they're there. So I really want to give hope. I think that's kind of like I think that's underlying here is I just want to give hope to myself, to you, for us as people on this planet, so that we can go ahead and truly live the life that we deserve to live without what's going on now. So with that being said, this is something new I'm trying with the tarot, so I'm interested in seeing what's going to come through. And of course I have my oracle deck, so let's just start us off there. We can start off there and just see where we're at currently. Maybe, we can even look later into like what's fueling this desire, because we all have passions, right? Again, mine is food, mine is human rights, humanity, like just living for our highest and best good. So I trust that everyone else also has passions so that we can go ahead and just live a better life, truly. So first oracle that came out was 7, Crystalline Spirit. You are creation itself. You can reach anyone at any time with your pure source light without taking any residual energy on. I love this. I feel like this is for the channel, right? For House of Astralis. This channel can reach anyone at any time. And again, I hope these messages are just hitting whoever they need to so that we can really step up and take the action needed so we can move forward and change our world. We also have 17 the star in the tarot, shapeshifter. Make sense of this world by understanding the unknown. Leave fear behind and shift your perspective, for this is where you will find a new state of awareness. So with that, I mean, even with myself, it's hard not to be fearful, right, of the world around us and what's going on, and powers that be who seem to have the control. And sorry, I was just looking at the card here, but they seem to have the control, and they're making the decisions for us to fuel their ego at the end of the day, right? So it's hard not to be fearful because it seems like we don't have that much power, but we do, we the people, right? And I think that's literally the basis of at least the US Constitution. So, but our governments are paid for by us. We pay them in taxes, right? So it's a lot deeper than that, and I know I can't get too deep into that, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you as well. You want to change. You want to be the change. We are part of this world, and I don't want to suffer. I don't want to live this world in this chaos anymore. Okay, so with that, yeah, we gotta let fear go and step up, right? Because that's what also being an active co-creator is about. We can't just sit back and expect the divines to come help us, because they will, or for things to change just out of nowhere. We have to be the catalyst for some change here. Ooh, yeah. How can we be the catalyst for this change? Okay. So firstly, we have the Hanged Man. I think, yeah, the camera focuses better here. And then we have the Lovers, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. So with the Hanged Man, there's snakes in every single one of these. There's technically not one in this Ace, but this phrase here, it talks about a snake. So with that, that's birth and rebirth, the Ouroboros, right? The endless cycle of transformation, life and death, shedding our skin, shedding what no longer serves us so we can grow. So with the Hanged Man, it talks about surrender and release, and tells us that we have to look at things from another perspective. Again, with the shapeshifter, when we get out of our fear-based mindset, then we can start to see a little clearer and see how the illusions that are around us are fueling this. And they want us to be fearful, right? They don't want us to be up and high and mighty. We have to be kept down because that's where we can be controlled, and it's easier that way. So with the Hanged Man, it's kind of, again, looking from another perspective of, why is it this way? Why are our systems like this? And kind of digging deep. And it's not to get you overwhelmed, but it gets you to a place to where you can look at all the options in front of you and decide, okay, I want to do this. I'm passionate about this. I'm going to put my passions for this here to fuel the collective, to wake us up, to ascend us, right? And the Lovers, like I talked about in the beginning, our own personal growth and our own internal unification, and this isn't to be super egoic or being the one on top, but when we unite with ourselves, we become powerful, because then we can't be controlled. For one, we can't be limited because we know who we are, and we remember how much power that we have. We have 19, infinite wisdom. You are the source and hold all the power you require within. We are giving you the tools to unlock these doors now. Spirit's literally saying, okay, y'all, come on, wake up, because we will give you what you need. The Lovers here, unite. So again, within yourself, and then within the rest of us as a collective. Because once you change who you are, that will reflect your external world. Of course, if you're so fearful all the time, and I know it's so hard not to be fearful in the world that we live. But if that's all you are focused on, then that's all you are going to see. You're only going to see the fear, and that's going to reflect in your outer life, right? That's all you're going to see. And not that it's only love and light, you know, that type of deal here, because the shadow isn't always bad, but it's bad when it's being held by powers that don't want you to grow. The shadow is here to show you the other aspect of yourself, to mirror you. And if you let that in control, that's not good either. So it's to really work with you, shine a light on it without being controlled and told what to do, because we're in power. You know, like, you do what we say. That's not how it works. And that's not how it will work, I should say. So with that, really awaken, right? And the divine is helping us. We are powerful on our own as well. But there's also impartiality, there's karma, there's justice coming for us. And it needs our help too. That's what being a co-creator is. We got to meet it in the middle. We can't expect it all to do it on its own, and it can't expect us to do it on our own either. That's the beauty and the power of coming together, unifying things. Getting the knowledge, having the knowledge and the passion to really drive forward and change the world for the better. I think a lot of us deep down, or at least I trust that a lot of us deep down, want a better life, want a better world for us all to live in. And it's just like, how do I do it? How can I do it? How can I put my passion for this and make it to where it gives us all a better world, right? That's kind of what I've struggled with in my own thing. I've mentioned I'm passionate about food and public health, so of course to me that makes sense about how I can go ahead and change the world that way. But then, like, with my spirituality, how can I focus on this and still change the world? And I think it's through this of being the conduit, being the messenger, and really awakening the rest of us, and telling even myself here that you can do multiple things. There's so many options out here, and as human, we feel like we are limited because of our time here, but we really just have to get through that fog and the nightmares and our fears about what it can be, or this or that, and really just step into it. We are being called for a reason, and we feel uncomfortable for a reason, because it is so uncomfortable. We feel like we're living in a world that doesn't suit us right now, because it's not. And that's our choice, and that's our power to come together and really change it. So next we have the Ace of Pentacles, and yeah, literally a way we are being given this opportunity to really come through and have this chance to make the world ours, be abundant in it even too. We have this chance to really go for it. The phrase on here is to Mia Ophion. And it's pseudo-Greek in a way. It's kind of Greek, but if you put it in a translator, it's not really the best. I've talked with ChatGPT about this, and it came up with a few different phrases. One of them is like, to the middle gate, or to the gate of Ophion, which is the snake. And again, that's the life and the rebirth. That's very spiritual, and an awakening and transcending, shedding what doesn't work so you can move forward, and meeting it in the middle here. And really just, so I think that came out for a reason. Of course, we have to be grounded in this, because we can't just go at it all crazy. We kind of have to have some sort of structure in that sense, but we also can't be so rigid, because in systems like this, if we get too caught up on the details and how it has to be, and it has to look this way or that way, then that's when we kind of lose our power in a sense. So we had to make sure we can go at it from a place of love and passion, groundedness for Earth, for the world around us, for Mother Nature. She needs a lot of help too, and there's so many things like not holding that back, but like with the Amazon, Our rainforests, our national parks in the US are taken for granted, and they may no longer be around. And that's the point of us, to fuel our rage into action, right? To transmute that into action so that we can make a difference in this world. Okay. And then I just was guided to just like pull, like kind of split it and then pull. We got the Four of Wands, so again, stability. We've got stability here. That's what we crave. We want the stability. We want to be able to celebrate without the fear in the back of our minds kind of keeping us worried, because we do have to be so worried, you know? Our medical, I think I've said it before in another video, our medical system is not the greatest now, in the US at least. And this year is probably going to take a plummet, unfortunately. And I don't want that. I don't want that for my fellow Americans, for my fellow people who need the healthcare system. So we have the power. We can do it. We can go ahead and recreate that foundation and redo the rules so we don't have to suffer anymore. I also have justice here. We are being given justice, and it's in our hands. We can be submissive and we can just let it go and complain but do nothing about it, or we can actually do something about it, which we should do something about it. That's what we're being guided here. Why are we here if we can't do anything? You know, and it feels hard, and I just personally, I've gone through the like, why am I here? I can't do anything about it. Like, did I come here to suffer? And one thing that I've been learning, like the Hanged Man is looking at it differently, of, well, I came here because I'm part of the new world. I'm part of what's creating this new earth for us, so that we can move on and we can have the justice that we deserve, and we can give healing and love to previous generations, our ancestors who unfortunately may have not been able to experience that, but now we can. Our future generations can experience that now. It's in our nature to want to live good, healthy lives. It's in our nature to want to be prideful of where we come from. And it's hard to do that when our systems, our governments, our countries are participating in terrible things to their own people, to the people in other countries, for power, for control. We don't have to live that life anymore. We shouldn't have to. I don't want to. I truly don't. I'm tired of it. Okay. Okay, so now what can we do? Like, what are some actionable steps? Step 1, you know, or step A, it doesn't have to be in any sort of order. Just what are the tangible things that we can actually do? And there's 8 billion people of us, you know, we can definitely spread far and wide. We can delegate and have a task team doing this and task team doing that. It doesn't have to only fall on our own shoulders. And we don't all have to focus on one thing, because again, we are humans with multiple experiences and multiple passions here. There's so many things out there. We can hit so many things, so many angles. We don't have to focus on just one. Okay, so I guess with the first step, or just a step, let's just leave it that way. A step, Ace of Cups. Look at the dove here. It's literally giving us, the divine is giving us a chance, an opportunity here. Again, another ace, a handout almost. And they want to co-create with us. They too want to see us live a better life than we are living now. They don't want the destruction and the chaos that's happening here. They want to see us grow from the muddy waters of the lily, in the lily pad here. They're giving us, this chance to level up. Again, use our emotional overwhelm, our sadness, our grief, our anger, even our happiness for, because there are beautiful things in the world too, and in the world that we live in and outside with nature. There are beautiful things, and we can cultivate all of our emotions and put it as a catalyst to make the change that we want to see. We want to see more happiness and beauty and grace and love. Let's do that then. We don't have to solely focus on the despair, but again, using those emotions as well to drive us to make the changes that we foresee that we want in our life. Okay, next step, please, Spirit. The sun. So it's taking away, defeating the red flags and the enemy, so to speak, right? Defeating what isn't set for us. And he has a sword, he has a crown, literally clarity and divinity right there with that crown and all the stars, the cosmos, the universe is on our side. And we are important as people, as humans. We are important to step through this and make the world that we live in, right? We are the people who make the decisions, and we need to be them. We need to be like a vessel for the divine in a way. I don't understand. Okay, so they want the universe, spirit, cosmos, our creator, whoever wants to see us enjoy. They want to see us thrive. And we have to want that too. We have to be them in human form, is kind of what I think was being portrayed. And I say this carefully. I'm not saying go pretend you're a god form or deity out here. That's not okay, and that's not what I'm saying. But those of you who will understand and not take that power and let it go to your head just like everybody else. Because having this power doesn't change who you are. You let it change you. If you are a kind and if you are a genuine soul, a person, and you get power, that's not going to make you an ungenuous person. You would have already had that in you, and you would have made that decision. Power itself will not do that to you. You will do that to you. You have to make that decision of, are you going to let it take you? Are you going to let it, like, what are your underlying motives here, I guess, too? And the Five of Pentacles is to embrace the cold, embrace, again, going back to the sadness, embrace the sorrow so that you can turn it into the sun with action and victory. You won here. We are winning. We just have to endure a little bit, persevere, and collect our trophies, collect our ascension trophies so that we can really fight back, so to speak, so we can really move on and use that to fuel the sun, like give power to it, right? Maybe, and that's going deep within ourselves to collect what we need to so that we ourselves can grow, ascend, and unite so that we can put it out there in the world. We have the Four of Wands again. So it's possible. It's possible. We just have to work together. We have to truly, power is in the numbers. Power is in the numbers. We have to really want it and go for it and work together. And I'm not alone. I wouldn't be here if I was the only one. I am putting this message out there because others feel the same way. It's time for death to the current cycles and the way of living that don't serve us. It is time to change things. And we are all feeling it. It's not You are not alone. I'm not alone. And I need your help making this world a better place, right? I need your help and you need my help. That's what we're here for, is to work together, to unite and come together so that we can all make the world a better place for us. Make some changes. Okay. Can get a couple more oracle cards. Hopefully just some more oomph and more motivation for us too. Because yeah, I just keep hearing we deserve the best. You deserve the best, to live your best life, not having to worry about healthcare costs and if you're gonna die because of the food you eat or because your government doesn't care for you, you know? That's not a way to live, and that's not how we're supposed to live. Okay. So we have 35 Lords of the Records. The archive of your soul information is open and ready for you to access. You can now align more deeply with your soul purpose. Our purpose here is to live our soul life, right? But I trust that your purpose is somehow incorporated in making the world a better place. It has to be. I think that's just what fuels the purpose in general. Like, someone who's passionate about making shoes, they are giving people shoes to walk on, to walk with, so that they don't have to be barefoot, so they protect their feet, their vessel. You know, like anything, it's a purpose and a passion that will serve the greatest good. So if you don't know what that is yet, that's fine. There's so many ways to explore that, and it doesn't have to happen right away. You could have multiple purposes. 30, cosmic net of reflection. We are a reflection of one another. When we illuminate, we bounce light from our soul to another. So again, we are mirrors. When we shine and ascend, when I shine and ascend, you shine and ascend. When you shine and ascend, I shine and ascend. We all work together, and that's the beauty, right? Of, okay, those around me are doing great, I can do great too. Those around me are fueled up and ready to make the world a better place, so am I. We have 21, universal oneness. We are all in this together. Consciousness is flowing without separation. We act as one. That's amazing. Literally Mother Earth right here, the water, the cosmos, all these animals, nature. We are in this together. Consciousness is flowing without separation. We act as one. That's beautiful. That is awesome. Lastly, I'll just get a couple of numerology cards and for motivation, maybe for some last minute guidance on this journey of making the world a better place. So many people before us have been wanting this too, and I came in to this world just wanting it to be better. I don't want us all to suffer anymore. That perseverance card came out. It's the number 4. We have 4 wands twice, this 4, and then we have 44 environment. So yeah, we need to make the world a better environment for ourselves, for everybody, every being here, everything, because we don't deserve to suffer. And 88, full of abundance, full of opportunity to make this a better place. It's in the reality that we create, right? If that was caught in audio, that's the cat food bowls going off. They're literally abundant in food and fuel, giving them the opportunity to fuel their bodies so that they can go ahead and fight. So they can go ahead and ascend and have the energy to move on. 5, change. Things have to change. Our environment has to change. And it's all for the best, right? For the good of all. Harm to the old ways and toxic things, the devil holding us back. But we will have justice at the end of it. So trust, and do what you can. Don't be submissive. Don't sit there. Justice again with the Wheel of Fortune. That's wild. I just split the deck on that. Wow. Yeah, the innocence of the baby here. Just, we came into this world innocent, and we deserve to live a pure life, honestly. Like, that doesn't mean bad things can't happen to us, but we deserve to live the life that is prosperous and healthy and full of love. But the Wheel of Fortune is turning in our favor. We are helping this move on, right? We just all have to become aware and awake. Taming the inner monkey within us, right? That wants to lash out and that wants to be fearful. Because it is scared. It has no idea what's going on. We don't know if disastrous things are going to happen tomorrow because of the news or whatever, right? So we just have to really check that. Because, again, fear is also control. But with that being said, thank you for being here and thank you for helping me on this. Again, I need your help. We all need your help, and you were here for a reason, and I trust that this message will resonate and spark something within you so that you can really move forward and move on and help us create the world that we deserve. So thank you, and I can't wait to read for you next time. Goodbye.